Hello YouTube, so I'm back with another Amazon video. I said I was going to do this up until production time. So how I ended out week 3 doing my training for Amazon. Amazon. Child, y'all almost didn't get this shit today. When I tell y'all I was over it, I got thrown for a curveball. Oh, and also I need to give y'all a couple corrections. So I actually read my schedule wrong. So I'm glad they pointed the shit out. So turns out that I actually, instead of working from 11 to 1:30 on my Tuesdays and Wednesdays, it's actually the 2 o'clock. So I read the darn gone shit wrong. But still, relatively short days. Those are 3 hours each. My schedule's going to be like that for the next 3 weeks. I mean, not the next 3 weeks, but 3 weeks from, starting November 21st. So, yeah, that is that. Being on time set us up for a failure because it turns out they low-key wanted everybody to be really a day ahead so they can be on the simulator, which mimics the phone calls. And some people actually got to take, it's like 4 or 5 of my classmates that actually got to take live phone calls. So it's like, ironically at this point, I'm ready to get on the darn on phones. The training is kicking my behind more than anything. And the thing is this, I wish I could tell y'all the name of the darn on training, but they done switched over to another one. We started out with one that was doing good. Ever since we done switched over to this other one, it's been hectic. It's like stuff is jumbled all over the place sometimes. And that would have me darn gone thrown off because I had one curriculum that was like a couple days ahead. And the darn gone instructor thought I done did all the previous ones because we had this checklist that everybody can see where everybody else is at. And we darn gone checking off where we at. So I done like day 15. Honey, I thought I was done. Honey, come to find out I done missed all of day 14, child. Which is thankfully was the day. So, I was still like a day ahead or something. But what happened yesterday just threw me off. So, we end up having a power outage situation in North Carolina. And when I say a power outage, more like an internet outage. But this was the weird thing. It happened during the module that has technical issues. That's another thing that's been getting us, is a lot of these darn going trainings have glitches and stuff. So this particular training actually had several pages that was taking like 2 to 3 minutes to load up, and it was irritating. But then around that same time in my area, all of the internet went out. But my bars on my darn on computer, on my modem is still lit up. My Wi-Fi never turned off or anything like the normal telltale signs that it's completely out. It's just for whatever reason it was not giving no type of wireless signal at all, nor an Ethernet signal, because my computer is actually hooked up through the internet. Through the Ethernet. So I couldn't get a Wi-Fi signal nor Ethernet signal. So, and that lasted till like 4 o'clock. Now the thing is, my training ends at 3. And by the time that it took full effect, the good news is it happened at 2:40, and the end of the day for us is 3 o'clock. So, it was going in and out, and then by the time that it went fully out, I had to call in and say I couldn't do nothing no more, and had to wait for the next day. So that was my Thursday. So now we get into darn on Friday. Friday we go immediately into doing training. And this is where Sugar Honey Iced Tea hits the fan. These darn on modules where it's like you had to have a certain score. I had to take at least 4 of them like 2 to 3 times. And then the thing is, you just couldn't go straight to the test for most of them. You had to go start the darn on practice scenario all over again. So you had to hear every single thing before you even got up to the test again. Now the good thing is the questions were all the same, so it don't look like they change up the questions on you. They might switch the place of the answer. That's about it. But you get the exact same question all over again. The only difference is they might switch up the placement of the answer, but that's it. So, yeah, y'all, that was that. Make matters even more difficult. To throw a curveball my way, I end up getting the issue where everybody else was getting that was further ahead. Where you got to certain modules where English wasn't an option. And they had every language. But see, I've only heard the people say that there was one module like that. So when I got to that one, I thought I was good. And especially since it was just a quick 5 minutes. And then they had French and Italian as an option. So I said any, mini, mighty, mo. And French was the one I ended up doing. So I said, you know what? It's not an English option. The other instructor done went and helped with the other one because we got 2 instructors, but they broke up the rooms. The ones who were doing the live calls, for whatever reason, they needed both instructors. So us that still had to play catch up, we was basically on our own, and we had to go into the proprietary side messages if we really needed some help with anything. So I said, Lord Jesus, it's like, what? It's nothing that he could do about this. He can't override the darn on system. And it's like, I already got 1 infraction. That's another thing. If you're late on your training module deadlines, you get an infraction. I end up getting 1 that I had to appeal because I technically did the best that I could with the one that I missed. But it did not recognize when it switched over. Everything switched over when we changed the training software, except for that one darn on exam that I did. And I guess because I didn't technically make it to the end. But the thing was, the other thing that we was training in was glitchy. So I didn't think I needed to have to worry about it. And I thought, when they marked it was complete on the first one, that everything would switch over. But everything switched over but that one thing. And, we end up appealing it. And I think, I don't have to worry about that infraction. But I said, Lord knows, I ain't trying to see what a second infraction looks like. And, if you get a third one, that's grounds for possible darn on termination. I was like, oh, hell no. Y'all ain't about to darn on kick me out before I even start. Like, damn, let a bitch darn on get an infraction for something that I did working. Don't darn on kick me out for this darn on crappy lesson that because y'all ain't got y'all sugar honey iced tea together. But anyways, I end up doing 1 in Le Francais. So, easy squeezy lemon peasy, child. For y'all that don't know, I do speak fluent French. So it wasn't too difficult for that one. Now the problem is, a bitch speak French, but I'm not native French. So don't let this look fool you. I know some people think I'm from the some people think I'm from the islands. Some people think I'm Louisiana Creole. Some people think I'm from the motherland. They think I'm, Ethiopian. Some people are going to see these Congolese up in me. But, honey, I am born and raised right here in North Kakalaki. North Carolina. Take a shot. Honey, I'm right here in North Carolina. So it's like, I speak French, but at the same time, I'm not no native French speaker. So it's like, when the folks are speaking too fast on the thing, it's like, slow it down, honey. Slow it down. let me hear it a little bit clearer. And it's like, for whatever reason, I had to do 2 more modules in French because the other modules didn't have no English option as well. And then I accidentally clicked on the Chinese. I said, oh, hell no. We ain't about to be interpreting their darn on signs. I heard up and backpedal about that one. Clicked on the French, and this was where this shit got real. I had to endure. I said, damn. I thought I was done with the motherfucking French calls. God damn it now. If I wanted to go back to darn on doing French, I could have stayed at the last, gig that I was at doing French translations, child. And it's one thing to speak it and, you can tell the other person, to adjust their tone, to slow it down or whatnot, and you get to pick up on it and speak back and whatnot. It's a whole different thing when you darn on listening to lessons and you can't control the speed of the darn on lesson and they just I said, oh Lord. And then y'all know Diva Wan's grammar ain't all the way darn gonna deal with the placement. But thank goodness I could at least darn gonna read. I said, you know, the reading wasn't bad. It was, what was messing me up was the damn module. It was like the video portion of it was the people was speaking a little bit too fast. And it's like, by the time I got to the questions, it's like I could read the questions without a problem. But the problem is, I didn't darn go ingest the video enough to understand the damn questions. So, child, thank goodness that was not a graded exam where you had to make a minimum to get to pass it. Once I darn gone completed it, honey, it darn gone complete. I said, thank goodness. If they would have said something like you needed a minimum of 80%, I don't think I would have got, because hell, even in the English version was kicking my darn on ass, child. It's like, so it's not even the language barrier, it's just the curriculum. But yeah, y'all, this week was no joke. Technical issues darn gonna slow me down from darn gonna special having this outage to the darn gonna glitchy software. And then once again, no shades to my instructors, but I wish for that they would darn gonna start pulling people to that side room, because the problem is these last few trainings that I needed had so many videos in it, and I had to darn go and listen to the shit 3 times because everybody kept getting on that darn going kept asking questions, or the darn going instructor kept talking back to people as opposed to typing it in the message. I said, oh my goodness. And the problem with that is you can't darn on necessarily just permanently close them out, because it's like if they need to call on you, you ain't in the darn on room to darn on answer. And it's like, I glad, you know, of course they could easily darn on phone call you on the thing and y'all will learn about that. But it's like they don't really utilize that like that. So it's like, shit. That's why you have no choice but to really keep the darn on meeting room open and have to endure the people speaking, and you just have to wait till they finish talking and then listen to the video. So that was holding me up too and getting distracted. I was like, damn. The irony is I'm on a module teaching us about, you know, the dangers of being distracted and how, you know, a person's security can be compromised by not properly listening right, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, well, damn, if this ain't art imitating life, I said, you know what, this a low-key blessing in disguise, because this giving a real-life scenario of a doggone distraction in progress. But anyways, Diva doggone fan managed to make it on through, child. Right at the last hour, I got through the last doggone French module, and it was like, okay, let me finally doggone get back in the meeting. Got back, and they wasn't too far into the teacher-led training. They was only like 10 minutes, so that was that. So anybody who considers working for Amazon Flex training, yeah, be prepared for that. Be prepared if next year they don't have these bugs fixed. You might come across a few modules. And the thing is, they had a plethora of languages to choose from. So don't think if you don't speak French that you'll be screwed. If you're somebody who's Latina, or, you know, just speak Spanish fluently, they had Spanish, they had Italian, they had Polish, they had Dutch, German, Japanese, Chinese, Sweden, and about 6-7 other languages. They had like 15-16 languages to choose from. So if you somebody who's a polyglot, I hope I pronounced that correctly, you know, polylingual, bilingual, trilingual, it's like if you're any of those things and you come across a situation where you don't see the English version, you can do the version that you also speak, whether you speak that language natively or you happen to just speak it fluently. So if you're efficient enough to listen to the curriculum and answer the questions, you actually are free to do it in another language. Now, when it comes to taking calls and you have somebody that's in a different language, you have a department that you transfer them to, and that's the only department where we can cold transfer clients. Everybody else, we actually have to warm transfer. You know, we got to put the transferring person on game, you know, fill out the information, tell them what the customer issue is and why you transfer them to this particular department, this, that, and the third. But the only one that you don't have to do that for is when you're transferring to a different language. Now, in my case, I can actually do it as a warm transfer because of the fact that, once again, I do speak French. So if I ever come across any Canadian clients, because they do say that occasionally, Amazon do end up getting calls from Canada. So if I end up ever getting any type of Canadian French speaking clients, I'll be able to warm transfer that. And the reason why you still want to transfer it, even if you speak the language, is the laws in different countries you are not necessarily taught on. The stuff that we learned about the laws and stuff with Amazon is only applicable to America. So if you dealing with a customer who's having issues in Canada, unless you know international law, I would not darn gonna touch that. Same thing if you got somebody in Mexico, Puerto Rico, France, Italy. Even if you speak the language, I still say transfer it over. Only difference is instead of it being a cold transfer, you can actually warm transfer the call, and you can speak to the best of your ability to the transferring person, and that would actually be a bonus, I would say. Because I know them darn going people get a little bit irritated that they get all those cold transfers, but hell, like I said, America, the one flaw is we ain't taught. Actually, we don't got no official language at all. But English is like the unofficial major language. So it's like, it is what it is. But, in my case, like I said, I'm prepared to darn go warm transfer all the French speaking calls. But honey, thank goodness those calls, from what they say, is very few and far in between. So that is it, y'all. That is my third week in a nutshell with Amazon. Oh, also, y'all know every Friday there's a theme. I done forgot what the first week's theme. Oh, the first week was you had to have some sports attire on. And a girl don't have no sports attire. Last week's theme was you had to wear a mask, and I made my face up like a mask. This week's theme was pajama theme. I don't have a pajama set, so I just came dressed like hell, like I halfway do about every other day, any damn way. Because I don't usually get dressed up any damn way. But honey, I got my darn little jammies on and my darn nighttime shirt, and then I really darn did it up with the bonnet. Now normally y'all know y'all ain't about to catch a black girl up on the thing with the bonnet if I'm prepared to get on camera. That's not what we do. Y'all know Diva One don't have no shame, honey. I take the bonnet down to the local bank in the hood. I go to my local grocery stores in the hood, but it's like, oh no. Y'all ain't about to catch me in corporate America, even if it's work from home, Amazon. It's like, if the theme did not call for it, because I don't want nobody thinking this bitch done really got up on the darn on camera with a body. Once again, the theme of the day was pajamas. So, hence why I darn got my bonnet on the day, child. So, yeah, y'all. Any other time I would at least darn throw on a good unit or have my hair out or whatnot. I've been trying to keep my hair arrayed because y'all know I'm in the process of trying to grow it back. I'm on my third day of taking my keeps, my minoxidil and finasteride. That will be, I go in more details about that on my Diva Natural Wand channel. But that is it, y'all. So feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all soon with more videos. Mwah.